Okay, so we're going to take a look here at a couple word problems that you might come across dealing with the mean or the average. So I think we're going to look at two of them here, and let's go ahead and read the first one we're looking at. It says Pedro's luncheonette is open 6 days a week. Key word right here, I'm going to circle it. It's open 6 days a week. His income for the first 5 days was $1,200, $1,100, $2,000, $1,400, and $3,000. How much money must he make on the sixth day to average $2,000 a day? All right. Well, let's think of this problem this way. If he's going to be open for 6 days, that's why I circled that, and he wants to average $2,000 a day, that means that he is going to make a total of $2,000 every day for 6 days, which is the total of $12,000. So this is how much he makes, and this is how we're always going to start off a problem like this, is figuring out how much total you need, in this case, how much total money you need in order to average whatever you're looking for, in this case $2,000 a day. So $2,000 a day for 6 days is $12,000 total dollars that this guy needs to make. Now the second thing we're going to do is figure out how much money he has already made. Okay, so I want to figure out how much money this guy's made already over 5 days, and so I'm going to add up $1,200, $1,100, $2,000, $1,400, and $3,000. I'm going to add these up. Alright, so let's go ahead and do the math here. We have a bunch of zeros. That's simple. 2, 1, and 4 is 7. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So far, he has $8,700 and he needs $12,000. So in order to figure out how much he needs to make on that last day, I'm going to take and subtract my two amounts. So I'm going to take what he needs, $12,000, and subtract $8,700 from that. So we have 0, 0. We're going to make this a 10, which makes this a 2, a 1. So 10 take away 7 is 3. And we can make that an 11, cross the 1 out, and we get 3,300. Alright, now being that this is a word problem, I want to write a sentence here. So I'm going to say that Pedro needs to make $3,300 on the 6th day. Katie, I'm recording, don't say anything. And that would be my answer. Alright, problem number 2. Same type of problem, different wording, but it's really the same problem. Here we have George scores on 3 math tests were 70, 90, and 75. And we want to know what he has to get on the 4th test to get an average of 80. Okay, so what we're going to do here is we're going to assume that he scores the 80 that he needs on all 4 tests, because that would give him an average of 80 if that's the only thing he scores. So let's figure out how many points that would be total. That's going to be 0 and then 32. So 320 total points he needs to earn. Did my pen just freeze? If he wants to average 80 on 4 tests. The second thing I do is figure out how many points he's scored so far on the 3 tests he's taken. So I'm going to add up the 70, 90, and the 75. So that's going to give us 5 and 23. So this is what he has so far. And if I find the difference by subtracting, we can figure out what this guy needs, what George needs on his last test. So I'm going to subtract, and I'm going to do a little borrowing here. So we'll make This a 5. Let's make that 11. Make that a 2. We have 85. So he needs an 85% on the last test. It's a word problem. We're going to write a sentence. We'll say that George needs to score an 85%. If you want to be really fancy, you can say he needs to score an 85% on his 4th test in order to have an overall average of 80% on all 4 tests. I'll take what I have circled there, though. That's fine. Alright, and we are done.